Welcome everybody into Plug Talk Sports again. A new episode, a new day. Danny might be joining us later on, but of course we got the man who doesn't stop on action. Jonka, don't stop. Canes don't stop. I of course am Brand Hernandez. Jonka,
Yo.
what's going on, man? I haven't been on the show in like what felt like weeks.
Yeah, bro. We've been missing you, man. We've been waiting for you to come back. You were taking trips. You were working.
Yeah, it's been a weird turmoil. It's been a weird turmoil of just back and forth, man. But either way, I'm locked into these playoffs, man. I'm locked into the NBA playoffs. I like yesterday, I saw and I want your take on this because Bill Simmons had said some things on his own podcast or whatever about the T-shirt scenario in the NBA playoffs. And I guess it's like based on team, but the Spurs, they had all the sections with like pink, blue, like the 1990s beautiful San Antonio colorway.
Yeah.
All the T-shirts. I loved it personally. I thought, bully the fans to get the T-shirts on, get the guys going, get the crowd going. Bill Simmons said if you win, X amount of championships for the Spurs, like 5 or whatever, you're better than that. You're better than T-shirts in the crowd. I disagree.
I don't know what crawled up Bill Simmons, but I mean, guys, like it's entertainment. Let these basketball players entertain. This whole regular season has been kind of slow and not that great, in my opinion. So the moment you get to the NBA playoffs, and this is where everything really matters, technically, I don't mind it. You're trying to bring back the old Spurs thing. You're giving out T-shirts. What is there to hate? I feel like he's just searching for something to hate at this point. He's salty for something. I don't know what Wemby did to upset him, but shout out to Wemby though. First ever unanimous NBA Defensive Player of the Year.
Youngest to do it, And the crazy thing about it too, he could potentially get that MVP. Like the guy could even win a finals championship,
He could.
All of that within the same year. So, but let's get right into the book of things though. I wasn't too pleased of the first games because it wasn't like a lot of close matchups in these first rounds. But, I love to see that the Cavaliers, they look like a real contender in the East, especially what we saw from Detroit, which of course we'll talk about. But the Cavs-Toronto series, I'm really good feeling. They had a 13 point win against them in game 1. And then game 2, which is actually being played, I believe.
Just ended.
Actually, yeah, just ended. 115-105, 10-point win over the Raptors in game 2. And now they have to travel to Toronto. The Cavaliers and Donovan Mitchell, they've been really cooking it, right? 30-point games. We're talking about, Garrett Allen in transition, dunking on 2 guys. Toronto, Brandon Ingram, I don't think they have anything left in the juice. I have that series, and I think we talked about it before, but I think that's like at least a gentleman's sweep. This Cavs team, through 2 games, has proved to me that I put them over the Pistons in likelihood of getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. On that side of the bracket, of course, because I'm not saying they're better than the Knicks or the Celtics, but right now, I mean, from that side of the bracket, heavy favorites going to the ECF. What are your thoughts?
I'm a bit conflicted because I'm in the thought process like I feel like the Detroit Pistons lost that game because they've been off for a bit too long and Orlando Magic had to play in. And so they're kind of warmed up and ready to go. And they kind of caught the Pistons off guard. But I don't know if I can put the Cavaliers above the Pistons at this point. I think I have to see more from James Harden on this Cavs team to even make that statement. But I'm not gonna lie, I am impressed on the Cavs on how they've been playing so far. Man, but the Knicks, the Knicks haven't. They have to prove it to me for me to even believe it, bro.
I don't know. I mean, hey, they're controlling their weight against Atlanta, and again, it's the Hawks.
It's the Hawks.
It's like, yeah,
thank you.
But you said James Harden impresses you. Well, Hear this, though. Game 2 stat line. Again, this game just ending 115, 105. James Harden finished with 35 minutes on the floor, 28 points, only missed 5 shots throughout the night, all of them really just 3-point shots. And then 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 turnovers. So not a little bit like iffy with the ball. If you look at the box score, the game itself, though, he looked offensively on point, though. This team was really well. Davion, obviously, my apologies, Donovan Mitchell. Again, the Heat season's over, so I had to go back and forth with Davion and Donovan. But Donovan Mitchell, 30 points in that one, leading the team high. That's a good duo in the backcourt. And again, I said before, Garrett Allen looks to be in full form. I don't think Scotty Barnes has a lot of help behind him defensively down low. If you look at Scotty Barnes' day, 26 points, RJ Barrett 22. The starters didn't show up besides that. Ingram, 7, has not been visible at all through the 2 games. And then you look at the bench. The bench, you have some double scorers, double-digit scores, but it's not enough. It's just not enough.
I agree. I mean, I'm looking at the box scores right here, the stats. Brandon Ingram, 36 minutes, 7 points, 3 for 15. But what stands out to me the most is not because of that. It's that you've got, let me see, you got Tracy Jackson Davis, Grady Dick, Jonathan Magbo, with having not played the game, right? Having an atrocious game by Brandon Ingram and Jacob Potel, however you say his name, and whoever Jamal Sheed is, and the Raptors only lose by 10. That is the shocking thing the most. That is why I have a little bit of hesitancy to put the Cavs above anybody else in the East. You should be blowing this team out. Like, you mean to tell me, where is he? Oh, Donovan Mitchell, 30 points, James Harden, 28, Evan Mobley, 25, and you only win this game by 10? Come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, look, maybe it's just, the bench hasn't been there for Cleveland. But, let's talk about the Detroit side of things. Because as you said before in your own words, you thought Detroit kind of lost themselves that game. I think Orlando is just kind of on a second wheel. I mean, from wanting to fire your head coach the entire season and is mediocrely getting through the play-in, and now it's like, oh my gosh, like this might be a 6-game series. Orlando might be one of those teams. Again, that's a 112-101 victory in Game 1 Sunday night. Paul Banchero, 23 points. The entire starting 5 had all double digits, and they showed out. Danny, what's going on, man?
You okay?
I'm sorry. I'm just listening. I just saw Brandon's hideous hat.
Unbelievable.
Oh boy.
Unbelievable. We're talking NBA basketball here, man. I got to put a playoff team on top.
No comment.
Let me see this box score from Orlando right now.
Yes, but as saying previously, though, the starting 5 for Orlando was perfect. Franz Wagner was probably honestly, I think the biggest impact on the game besides Paolo. But on Detroit's side of things, Jalen Duren, inexistent. Similar to Brandon Ingram in that own Cavs Raptors series. We have nothing from my apologies, from Duren. You go out, they try to push for a run. Tobias Harris couldn't get any fumes. Cade Cunningham looked to be running around by himself. I don't think this is a contending team for the Pistons. I think it's too early. Obviously, a big, boost, 60-win season 2 years after being, the team you didn't want to lose to. But,
yep.
I mean, this series, I think, is telling you, Detroit's just not there yet as a team. Cade Cunningham, nearly 40 points. And what? Tobias Harris, 17 points. You couldn't really get much from him, 1-7 from beyond the arc. Duncan Robinson's not there. Duren, as I said before, was just not even. I mean, he probably should have just stayed in his car in the parking lot. Just not there. I don't think he's been there.
Duncan Robinson has not been there in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, besides obviously Cade Cunningham, who's the star of the team, there has to be somebody else. Like, what happened to Marcus Sasser, bro? There's so much hype behind Marcus Sasser. Is he injured? Is he? I don't know. Did he get like? I don't know what happened to this guy. Karis LeVert. Like, you were on the Cleveland Cavaliers, who has plenty of playoff experience. Why is he not getting more than 4 minutes? Who is making these decisions? 4 minutes, Karis LeVert. Isaiah Stewart, 19 minutes, 3 points. What are you doing, bro? Like,
Well,
I
we
mean,
all know Isaiah Stewart's just there to box people.
that could be very true, but I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm looking at this roster for Orlando Magic. I just think they have a better overall team. I mean, they got Tristan Da Silva, Anthony Black, Moritz Wagner. I mean, and then also Columbus guy, Jace Richardson. But yeah, with Franz Wagner, Moncaro, Bain being the great pickup they did in the offseason.
Yeah,
I think it's speaking a lot right now. But if I'm Kate Cunningham, I wouldn't have signed that extension, if I'm going to be truly honest.
no, I mean, not even that. I mean, what is it like? This guy that had 22 minutes off the bench. What is this? Dennis Jenkins.
Yeah.
Who are we talking about? Like, where is the depth of this roster? You know? Now, again, mind you, great 1-seed team, but this is postseason basketball. This team is not built for postseason basketball.
Yeah, I agree. I told Daniel this a couple days ago, or I think it was a couple weeks ago, whatever, that there are going to be teams who are regular season good, but are they playoff good?
Yes.
And I think the Detroit Pistons are regular season good, like that Atlanta Hawks team from years ago, who had the number 1 seed, and I think got swept by LeBron and the Cavaliers. Like,
Yep.
what are you talking about?
And vice versa, the Raptors team that had to go through LeBron and get killed.
Yeah, it's a sad situation for the Detroit Pistons, but let's see how they respond in Game 2.
Do you guys think that this was just a bad night, or was this just a continuing trend that you think will happen in this round?
Honestly, I think that the play-in tournament has a lot to put into it, though. Because we talked about a lot when the Heat would go on those runs as like, oh my gosh, a play-in team getting through, like, let's say the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks, you know? Well, they just came out of a high-intense game where they blew out Charlotte.
Yeah.
2 days later, you fly out to Detroit. You're in that groove. You got some momentum building off of that. Again, huge win. Credit to Mobley, because he's really turned things around in the postseason. I honestly like Orlando in this series. Like, looking at it now, I really like Orlando in like 6 to 7 games. You know, like, this is gonna be, and I'm not saying it's gonna be like a death sentence if they lose this game, but if Orlando ends up winning and Detroit loses this Game 2, I don't know if the series goes back to Detroit. I think Orlando has so much momentum that this isn't going to be a trend. It's going to be a trend-setting moment that's going to stick into this series, though. Because, again, this is a young Detroit team. This team has not been in this position where, like, they're the favorites. They're very much the favorites of this series.
Oh, man, I don't know if I don't think I can hate on that take.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I think, I was kind of feeling sus of how Detroit was coming in to these playoffs. My only thing with Orlando is I hope that they don't get overly confident after taking 1 win on the road to Detroit and then let their guard down. But yeah, if you're Detroit, you drop that first game at home to Orlando. This might sound crazy, but I think immediately you put them on the ropes.
Yeah. I mean, you can't lose Game 2. You just cannot lose Game 2 if you're Detroit.
I don't think they could have. I don't think if they were to lose Game 2, I don't see Detroit winning 4 of the next 5. There's no way.
Yep. It'd be tough. But speaking of tough, though, speaking about the matchup that's going on in Boston, Philadelphia 76ers getting BTA. I'll leave it at that. 30-point win for the Boston Celtics. Scott Foster, the extender, for some reason was put on a side of this game which I think that they gave Philadelphia, I don't know how many and one opportunities, and they still were down like double digits throughout the entire game. Now, I understand there's no Joel Embiid. He could potentially come back at the back end of the series if there even is a back end of the series. I get that they have horrible shooting beyond the arc. I get it. But my goodness, Andre Drummond corner triples, is that where we're going to with that series? I was a little more afraid because I'm a big fan of like Tyrese Maxey. He can get 30 points per game. He basically got 30 points in this game in game 1 against the Celtics. But what was it? Like 91 to 123. And Garza was putting up buckets. Like Jordan Walsh was putting up buckets. This is a 4-game series. No explanation to it. Maybe a gentleman sweep, but this is an easy road for the Celtics. The only thing they have to watch out, hopefully everyone gets out of this series healthy. That's the only thing they have to watch out.
I think out of the Eastern Conference, I think it's going to be I hate to say it, but I think it's going to be the Boston Celtics unless the New York Knicks decide they want to have a say about that, but I think it's going to be the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, I don't see the 76ers doing anything against you guys. Honestly, I would confidently say that you could sit Tatum down, and I'd still take the Celtics.
Look, if anything, Derek White could have 30 a game. It's possible. Pritchard could have 25 a game. Who knows? Pritchard.
I don't know Pritchard, bro.
And I remember I saw him live because I went to New York. I saw him live playing in MSG. I don't understand it. Like his arc, like the shot he hits, fade away on the dribble. I still don't understand it. Like watching in person.
I don't know. I think it was like a couple months ago when we were on the show, and you guys were kind of like, I don't know, Jonka, it might be a little long shot, but I told you that Jason Tatum would be coming back this season.
Yeah.
And
I didn't.
I said if he were to come back this season, the Celtics might be in a good spot, and they are in a good spot. If the Knicks don't fix whatever problems they got, honestly, we might be getting an OKC Boston Celtics finals, and I can guarantee you this: I'll be tuned in for that.
No, I think America wants that. Well, maybe a Spurs. I'm more of a Spurs.
Celtics. I agree with that.
Because I want to see when we like get to that point. I do like this Spurs team against Portland. They look really phenomenal. Portland kept it close in bits of the game, but besides that, I mean, they were handling their own business. OKC though, I mean, against Phoenix, that's a heavy mismatch. That is a heavy mismatch. I'm sorry, you can blink your eyes and they're down by 50 on ABC. You know. I mean,
if it's Boston and OKC, I'm not watching the finals.
You're not watching the finals?
I'm not going to watch Shea try to flop his way to another championship.
Bro, 17 free throw attempts in a playoff game? What are we talking about? What I've been saying this whole season. Free throw merchant.
No, but the thing is, though, Giannis Antetokounmpo, that's rookie numbers, though.
Not good, you know?
Yeah, it's not. It's not good. But I think now I don't know what Kevin Durant's like health status is.
He better come back quick.
Yeah, I was really impressed by the Rockets though. Even without KD, they were putting up a good fight against LeBron. And again, a Lucas-less, a Reeves-less Lakers team. That could potentially be a really fun series to watch down the line. For round 1 series, because I know that you're going to have, Minnesota and Denver. That's always going to be an entertainment watch. I have Denver in that one personally because I don't think there's, enough in the tank for Minnesota defensively to, drown out a playoff Jamal Murray, let alone Joker. Joker did I don't know if you guys ever seen the Peter Griffin meme where he's, shooting the ball sideways.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Joker literally did that in game for no reason. No reason.
He's a cheat code.
Absolute cheat code. I think Denver goes through like 6 games with them. If not, hopefully 7, because that'll be a fun series. But this Lakers one, though, because I hate the Lakers. They have no depth. The team doesn't make any sense. Seeing Marcus Smart out there, it kind of reminded me as a Celtic fan, like, I supported this.
He's giving you the ick.
It's giving me a little bit of an ick watching him play basketball right now. Just a little bit. But if Kevin Durant comes back in this game too, I think this is a tied series going to Houston. And I think there will be a Sagoon game. But they need Kevin Durant. Like, they need him.
I was telling Daniel about the schedule for that matchup. It is literally
Jonka thinks it's rigged in order for Luka to come back.
3 games here, another 3-game window in between that one, another 3-game window, like 3-day window. In between 3 games, 9, like almost 2 weeks. What are you trying to? Why are you trying to extend it for? What is the purpose? Gee, I wonder what 32 per game scorer is hiding somewhere waiting to come back into the NBA. Like, come on, bro. What other series do you have 3 days in between each game?
I don't know, but they're not giving Luka the MVP this year, so they got to give him something. The
nice try award.
Even if Luka comes back, I still take KD and the Rockets.
Same here.
I hope KD comes back, bro.
I mean, he was healthy coming in at the end of the season. He was healthy.
Yeah, they were good.
He needs to take that LeBron juice.
You mean steroids?
Maybe not. We call that European stuff.
I want to ask Brandon. Even though this was playing, do you think it's over in Golden State?
So, I think the crazy thing about that, I don't think anybody really thought about it until Steve Kerr was like very vocal about it, which makes me kind of concerned. Because we always talk about, Draymond Green's going to be traded away. Oh, they got to let go of X, Y, like whatever player. Curry might. We never really thought of that Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr has been having some rough patches in his coaching career. From the Olympics, from nearly, having a mishap in the gold medal game. And then you have this season where you have them going in as, what was it, the 10th seed?
Yes.
Yeah. It couldn't even compete. It couldn't even compete really to get into the playoffs. There's a lot of coaches around multiple leagues of different sports that have like given the goodbye to their legendary coach of X amount of years. This might be that next one. I honestly think that if Steve Kerr's looking at the exit door, this honestly might be it. Because only Steve Kerr couldn't tell the Warriors, like, hey, I'm heading out. Like, the Heat, because we talked about this probably like out of the, the context, but the Heat and Eric Spoelstra, that's going to be Spo's decision, whatever it comes to. Similar to what happened with Pop in the Spurs organization. Kerr, he's probably already telling himself, I got to move on. So I think this is it.
I was watching that game, and when he pulled Draymond and Steph out of the game and then he huddled with them, I was like, I think this is it. I think it looked like a goodbye. This is what it looked like to me.
Yeah, I think this is it. I think they're gonna get. I think Draymond retires after this year or whatever this season's over. Now, I got a question for both of y'all and for everybody watching. If you're Steph Curry and you know that your team is not up to par and will not be up to par, and knowing Steph Curry, he likes to win, do you resign?
No, he's not leaving.
He's not leaving.
Yeah, he goes to Charlotte,
That's the only place I could think.
Hey, you get rid of LaMelo and you bring in Steph. I don't hate it.
I had to say one thing though. I don't know how people are Warriors fans nowadays though. I mean, you look at the roster on the floor, and again, love Porzingis, love Al Horford, Santos, Pods. I mean, what jerseys are you buying besides Curry's?
Jimmy Butler.
Well, if Jimmy comes back next year and just like blows out of the water, I can see that. Why not? But I don't know. These Warriors fans are having it rough right now. having a rough.
I just wonder how much are you gonna pay Steph? Like, what is he gonna ask for? Because they're linked to Kawhi Leonard or Giannis, or maybe even Donovan Mitchell, which would be crazy to have.
I
That would
mean,
be
Jonka, you're in the same situation as the Heat were in D Wade. You're pretty much saying just because they're linked to those guys, you're gonna give those guys the money instead of Steph. That's the same mistake that you complain about that Pat Riley tried to go get KD and didn't pay D Wade. So I mean,
no,
it's
no,
kind
no.
of
I'm saying
critical
like
there.
I'm saying how much you're gonna pay him because he is probably a veteran player already. And if you're gonna pay him the 60 something million dollars, how much of the roster? I mean, the roster's already kind of like whatever as it is. You could bring in technically if Draymond retires, Donovan Mitchell or Kawhi Leonard or whatever. I don't know. It's tough. Like,
I mean, I think you give him what he's. It's a legend of your organization, right? He's giving you so much. I think you give him what he wants. I mean, it's the same thing with Kobe and the Lakers towards the end of his career, right? You give Kobe what he wants.
Yeah, look at Bradley Beal, $250 million deal, just get traded.
oh
Yeah,
man.
I mean, it's still Steph, you know.
Which he didn't do that bad, honestly. After coming back just before that play-in, and he went off. So
Unfortunately, he had injuries this year, but
yeah, I mean, but he had to like do so much to carry this team, which is why I understand why he had these little lingering issues. A little bit like 5 games, 10 games, he'll play. Oh, something came back up again. Like this team was not good enough to even help, any offensively or defensively. I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe bring in Kawhi Leonard. That's the best thing I can possibly see. I don't think they're gonna be able to get Giannis or Donovan Mitchell. To be honest, in my opinion.
Brian, it's okay. I know this topic makes you emotional.
Yeah,
he's crying because he saw Payne Pritchard, bro. He's crying about Payne Pritchard hitting that 3.
Yeah. I don't know. Celtics will be okay, though. I think they'll be okay. Celtics will be okay. Warriors will probably be rebuilding soon.
Yeah.
We'll be living with it.
Let's talk about coaching. We're talking about coaching changes. Let's talk about a coaching change that just happened in South Florida randomly last week. I mean, listen, it kind of got me when I saw the notification. I did see a report earlier on in the day that Inter Miami was looking to make some big announcement and a big change. And that kind of got me thinking, could it be Mascherano? And eventually it was. And so the story that has now developed and come out is that Mascherano quit. He quit because relationships within the locker room. One of them being his relationship with Messi. Apparently, after they exited in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, him and Messi got into it in the locker room, and it was pretty loud and vocal. And didn't say who, but they said there was some disrespect from one of the sides. And after this last match where they tied, 2 straight draws to open up new stadium, no wins yet at the new stadium. And the pressure was mounting, and he steps down. Here's my thing. You get rid of Tata due to personal reasons. You cite the same thing now with Mascherano, who only coached for a year. Let's be honest. From the very get-go, I thought he was a terrible hire. The only reason why they won MLS Cup is because of Alba, Busquets, and Messi. Now it's evident to see how much they're struggling without those two. They just won at Colorado, barely, just, again, because Messi comes to save the day, as per usual. It was an awful performance. Listen, I call this club at this point is called Inter Messi CF, is what I call it. And it is because whatever Messi gets or Messi wants, Messi gets. His head coach now, or interim head coach, is Guillermo Hoyos, who Messi has described in the past as his soccer godfather. I mean, this guy, and it can't get any more cheesy than this or corny than this. This guy, after the game, said, "We have the greatest head coach in the world playing on the field." And I'm like, stop it. Just stop it. I mean, it's terrible. I just don't like that this club has built themselves just for the needs of one player, and they're not setting us up for the future, building players around him. And after the 3 years are gone, after this contract, it's going to be very tough on the club because you spend your entire time just catering the needs to one player, not for the future. And this is now head coach. We're now searching for head coach number 5 in 6 years. And they need to clean up the mess in-house. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I used to know what's going on, but it's messy, and they need to clean it up. It's a disaster. And, then you look at the names that are heavily interested. They're talking about Xavi Hernandez, who is coaching FC Barcelona, and it's like, there's no identity to this club. It's either let's get someone from Argentina or let's get someone from Barcelona who used to be friends with Messi. I mean, there's no identity. And they said they're going to take their time with this one. Guillermo Hoyos might be coaching till the World Cup. And then after the World Cup is a question mark. But it's a real mess.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I do like the Guillermo move, though, from players in development from sporting director now into coach, because it's like that's within the organization. He understands what's going on within the organization. The Mascherano part, though, because the crazy thing about it's not just him. It was the entire staff also behind him going in the middle of the night, And you could probably say from rumors of, him and Messi having issues locker room, him and DePaul didn't see eye to eye. Yeah. He didn't like the fact that Suarez came back with an extension despite, having a horrible physical, which, Suarez and physicals, I mean, we could probably say he probably didn't pass it, But also, I just think the mounting of this season where you have so much expectations for Javier. We're talking about CONCACAF in the Cup. We're talking about, 0-0 type of draws going down the line where you should be having like 3 goals a game with this roster, and you open up new stadium and somehow survive the first game. Mind you, a game played on a permit, basically.
Yeah.
But for Javier, though, I think for the club itself, it's a shame. I really thought that they found something there, something that could at least be, 5 years term, maybe enough time for left been there for the Messi tenure. But Guillermo, I like Guillermo because from his first press conference, especially even post-game after the match, though, he did say some things where he realizes the situation that he's in. Sure, it is Messi FC, and sure, there is literally the Messi stands while Messi is still alive and breathing on the pitch. But he's also like, there's other big soccer giants on this team. Suarez, DePaul, Messi, the list can go on and on. David Beckham in the wings watching as a manager. I think that Guillermo deserves to keep this position because who else would they go for? A former Barca guy, as Danny said.
At the moment, I don't see anybody until I think until next season when they have plenty of time to find somebody. But just mid-season already, it would be a disaster just to do that again. I feel like if they did that right now, we're back next year talking about the same situation.
Exactly. Yeah. So just keep it in-house. I like the Guillermo move. They kept it in-house. It's a shame to see Mascherano leave, but, I mean, I don't know if it was just Messi, but you can definitely tell it was more than just Messi. That was having issues.
Yeah.
Mascherano situation, funny enough, reminds me of 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, which what happened with the Canes, where they had Cam Kitchens and they had James Williams on one team. Lance Guidry, the former defensive coordinator, comes in with those pieces, has a pretty good year. Then the very next year, it was with that year with Cam Ward, And how did the defense look after they got drafted? Dookie. It was bad. This is the situation that with Mascherano. You had Alba, you had Busquets, and now they're gone. And now the defense is, excuse my language, shit again. It's the same situation, and now both the coordinate Lanskidry's gone and Mascherano's gone. This is a complete deja vu for me. Plus, I feel like I don't know, Mascherano never really carried himself in the best way for the club. Messi, Messi does his thing, whatever. But honestly, with the one guy I'm very disappointed in, it's not Suarez, it's Daniel knows, it's Rodrigo de Paul. It has been atrocity after atrocity every game. He looks like he does not care. The passes, the defending, he is not trying. Was that because Mascherano and the whole conflict? Maybe so. Maybe after the situation, maybe it gets better. But I don't see it happening. And plus, Suarez not contributing anything it just adds to the damn fire. And now bro. Listen, this offense is not clicking. You got rid of everybody that could have possibly been the future for you guys. And now we have to somehow, some way deal with Messi having to basically have nobody on each of his sides. Messi cannot be the only one creating plays. That's what they rely on, bro. Whenever
it is
3-4 guys that gets into the box, they're instantly looking for Messi to get the ball. Like, bro, make something of yourself. Do something. Create an opportunity. You don't have to give it to Messi all the time.
Don't get me started on the $15 million waste of Beterrame.
Bro.
Oh, my Lord.
Bro, and Falcon is pissing me off too, bro. How many headers are you going to miss? Like, at least hit the post, bro.
Well, the problem is we keep investing. We keep investing in attacking players, but we don't address the defense. It always has been a problem for the club, but we keep want to get world superstar attackers. I get it. That's what people want to see. People want to buy the jersey of those players, but you can score as many goals as you want. But if you get more goals scored on you, it's going to be hard to win games. And again, like Jonka said and Brandon stated as well, like if Messi does not score or create magic, we don't win. We don't win.
God bless Ian Frey. God bless Ian Frey in that squad over there playing defense. Because I know St. Clair's been having a hard time. And again, MLS goalkeeper of the year last season, a little bit behind.
Yeah. And before we change the next segment, I think from what Daniel was saying, because of this whole situation where it has to be Messi's way, which it's how the money in America, that's how it goes. Wherever the money is, that's where it goes. I think I agree we have to work for the future, but Messi right now is the present, and knowing how all that works, you have to support Messi where it is now. And then once Messi's gone, then they'll address it. They'll probably find some other star in Europe, and then just like LAFC did with I forgot his name, Heung-min Son, whatever you call him.
Heung-min Son. But the thing is, Jonka, they built a team. They built a team around him. They're not building a team around Messi here. They're not.
I have a conspiracy. Not much of a conspiracy, but a thought. I think in their heads they're like, okay, we're gonna try to milk this Messi thing as much as possible, and then once Messi's gone, then they're gonna like act like an actual club and start like actually looking like an official like squad, defensive player. Like there's no more focus on Messi anymore. There's no more Argentinians coming in, no more Barcelona guys.
But he did his job though.
No, yeah, I get it.
What they promised. He got the Leagues Cup, he's got the MLS Cup, and they're playing already in Freedom Park.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, like, once Messi's done, once that segment of Inter Miami's history is off, they're moving forward in their own way. Yes, Messi is a part owner, but I think they're going to move forward in their own way. They cannot continue with Messi making the decisions on whatever segment of the team is having problems. I don't see that being the future. I don't.
You know, this is bold, but I kind of enjoy watching the team more and the players more before Messi.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I actually wanted us to keep.
I know
Campana,
Brandon's
bro. I
gonna
don't know why
love
we got rid of
this.
Campana, bro. Campana is a faster, younger Suarez, man.
Lewis Morgan,
Yes.
Robert Taylor.
We had Gressel for a
The
year.
fact that Robert Taylor just like they let him walk away. That's the thing that icks me the most, you know, because that guy was like one of the like prime pieces that for Messi in his early years here. That was like Messi's like guy getting the assist, you know.
Yeah.
And just get rid of him is just diabolical. Also, I do want to put up a holy crap. I do want to pick up a quick scoreboard here. 105, 103, 30 seconds remaining. Atlanta is on top. CJ McCollum going insane with 32. Jalen Brunson is right now with the ball, but that's just a quick scoreboard update. A little bit out of there. I know we're talking about playoffs, but I had the phone on my side.
Listen,
wow.
I have a question for Jonka since we were talking about developing players. Do you guys over at the University of Miami, do you guys believe in developing players anymore? Or is it just buy and spend as much as you can? Because offering 6.5 now for Ty Simpson, which you already got your guy from Duke. I mean, how much do you guys want to buy all of college football or?
Wait. That's one position. We probably have the best offensive line in the country. And our entire defensive line, starting defensive line, is 5 stars. And that was recruited, by the way. So I don't know about buying. And plus, if we're going to talk about buying, Darian Mensah didn't come from Duke. Duke didn't even naturally get him. He came from Tulane. This whole damn country tries to find the best people to replace their situation. Do you think anybody right now, currently on UM's roster, in the QB room, is as good as Darian Mensah?
Dan, you know what this means, though? There will never be a UM freshman starting quarterback.
No.
Probably
This guy will defend them until death, but it's just pure.
I think this is Mensah's last year. He has 2 years of eligibility. I think after this year, I think the next quarterback will be from this room. I don't think they're going to go for another one.
I think
it's going to be Luke Nickel, to be honest. I think it's going to be QB Luke Nickel I think he's second right now in the depth chart.
Because they keep doing this 1 year, 2 year quarterbacks, 1 year, 2 year quarterbacks,
but at the same time, I'm looking at this as like from like a college football analyst perspective. If I'm Mario Cristobal and I know that none of these guys are ready yet or at the caliber to produce at that level, and you have a guy and you have an opportunity to acquire a quarterback in the portal that can help you, why wouldn't you use it? Is like
you already got one.
Yeah, but why are you hating? If let's say
why would you get another one?
What do you mean?
You already got your guy. Why would you go and get Ty Simpson now?
You recruited the guy to come, but if he ends up not being or not ready to take up that starting role,
Brandon,
and you have
let's get 4 or 5 quarterbacks, bro. Let's get every.
What I would say though?
Let's get every quarterback, bro.
Thank goodness Ty Simpson said no, because even if I'm an NFL GM, I wouldn't even pay Ty Simpson that.
Bro, because they're just hungry. They'll just grab onto anything. They thought Carson Beck was good.
Yeah, I don't know.
And look what happened. It cost you the championship.
I would say, though.
There you go. You got an upgrade. Why wouldn't you want to upgrade? No, this is absolute straight Madden. If you are at a 69 offensive tackle and you have an opportunity to get a 99 overall tackle, why wouldn't you pay to get the 99 overall tackle?
Don't get the other guy. Don't get the other guy.
But it's who you have, though. It's who you have. And if you have the opportunity to get it.
You just got this guy. He's going to be your quarterback. And be like, nah, bro, let's just blow 6.5 to get this guy that we know for sure probably is not going to be our quarterback.
I don't understand what's the point of why you're hating so much. I don't understand it. We just
first of all, I'm
But
not.
look,
You guys do it to yourself.
Look, it's an Atlanta Falcons move. That's all he's saying. It's a big Atlanta Falcons move. Like, we can all see what it is.
Yes,
All
thank
right,
you.
you got Kirk Cousins for 180 million, and for
Stop
some
riding
reason
the
you
hot
draft
dog.
You know,
you're all of both. I think we can all agree Carson Beck did not live up to the expectations, right?
He never did.
Okay, so
I'm
Darian
Mensah, I
Mensah,
didn't expect the Fiesta Bowl. I'm not gonna hold you on that. I called it Mr. Interception, but
the Fiesta Bowl was the Keontae Scott Bowl. Let's all be honest here.
Okay, all right.
So if you have the chance to go from Carson Beck to Darian Mensah, you would do it. I think any competent head coach in college football would have done it.
We're not talking about Mensa. We're talking about you idiots offering 6.5 for
adding
Ty
Simpson with
Yes, I understand that.
Yes. Why would you do that?
What do you mean why? It's the same reason. It's the same reason. If it was Ty Simpson, it would have been another quarterback. It's Sam Levitt. We had Sam Levitt, Gunnar Stockton. We had other QBs that we were going to try to get to come to our program.
Bro. Brandon, let's just have 10 quarterbacks on our roster.
Oh, my gosh. I apologize. Hold on. I apologize. Big development. The Knicks just lost. Miles Bridges missed a go-ahead jumper. Atlanta wins at 107-106. That is a tied series going back to the ATL.
After I saw that video today of the Knicks fans going wild outside of MSG talking about the Hawks, oh, my Lord.
Yeah, and they had a chance to win it, too. That was a crazy end. Apologies. But I do want to say one thing, though, because I know we're about to talk about, and I need to blow my nose. Well, before I do that, I do want to say one thing, though, because we're going into the spring game.
Yeah.
There was no stats recorded from all the reporters out there from the Herald, everything from the TV guys. We're all looking for numbers and stats. However, I can tell you right now, Mensah had 3 touchdowns and was a dog. Painted the corner of the end zones. He's a real deal. Now, defensive, that's an issue. That's an issue. The seniors leaving, you can see it on the field.
No, Jonka's going to say they're perfect, bro.
No, I mean, like, the talent's there. And again, this is spring ball we're talking about. But from what Crispo said post, they haven't done anything yet. They haven't done anything that they deserve yet. And you can tell from the defensive side that's very true. Now, I'm going to go blow my nose, though. I'll be right back.
They could. By the way, Brandon, they couldn't get the stats up or couldn't pay for stats because they took that money and they put 6.5 into Ty Simpson. That's why.
An
SEC school probably has it now.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, if he didn't accept the 6.5, we still keep the 6.5.
Still awkward.
But you guys in your math aren't even capable of my level. But whatever. But yeah.
What I do know is you're incapable is winning a national championship. That's what you're incapable, or the ACC by matter of that fact. So I don't care what math. Show me the trophies.
Bro, we can have 12. We can have 12,000 like national championships, and you would still hate no matter what.
No, I'll give credit where credit is due. But when?
Bro, so what we accomplished this year, obviously we didn't get the national champion, which is the biggest trophy. But from all the previous years that we've been on this show, you are hating. And now this year,
you win? But what did you win? What did you win?
You were complaining we never win. We never win a bowl game. We won 2. We made the college football playoff.
What did you win?
The Fiesta Bowl and the Cotton Bowl.
Okay.
Bro, you see, this is what I'm talking about. Last year, we didn't win a bowl game. You were clearly complaining we didn't win a bowl game.
Bro,
this year, we won 2, and we made the national
ACC.
championship.
Manny Diaz won the ACC before you guys did.
Manny Diaz.
Who did he do it with, though? Who did he do it with?
With Darian Mensah.
There we go.
Of course,
at the same time,
they do, bro.
Duke was 6 in the ACC. Duke was 6 in the ACC. 5 teams had a better record, and some because the ACC is such a dog shit conference because of the way they had the rules set up. Duke makes it. It's retarded.
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't make sense. Brandon agrees with me 100%.
Like,
Duke
I don't
should
think
never even been in there.
I think the funniest thing about it wasn't even just the fact that Duke won it, but it was also the fact that Duke was there with Virginia in the final.
Yeah.
Like all the ACC teams.
Bro, Miami. How does Miami not get in with two losses? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that Georgia Tech. I mean, all these
you
other
have 5 losses.
Yeah, it's brutal. But again, I was saying before I blew my nose. Spring game was awesome, though, seeing the offense, though. I heard a lot of good things. The receiving Duke transfer, Cooper as well.
Yeah, Barkate, yeah.
Very great connection, though. I mean, John, I know you know more about this than I do, but I'm excited for the offense, though. It's a good air raid.
Yeah, I think this year we're gonna have a more explosive offense. Carson Beck couldn't really extend plays like Darian Mesa can. I think he's more similar to Cam Ward, where you have to really account for his legs now more than ever. Especially, I think this year, I think we have more weapons in the skill positions than we did the last 2 years. So defenses are going to have to be very accounted for. Plus, we keep Mark Fletcher, Marty Brown, Mallory, Jordan Lyles coming back. I thought he was going to go in the portal, to be honest. Bro, Malachi Tony, of course, somehow he was a 3-star. Make that make sense? Like seriously, you can make a case. He's 1 or 2 in the country in wide receivers behind Jeremiah Smith.
I can't wait to see them all against Miami High.
Ohio, Miami?
That's who they schedule for week 1 through 4. Then they'll get happy they're 4-0. And we go through the cycle.
As long as they beat Florida State. As long as they beat Florida State.
That is true.
You know, they can have the most baby schedule of all time, but that game will mean the only game.
I low-key wanted to play Florida this year now with John Summerall as the new head coach. I think I would have wanted to play that over Billy Napier, to be honest.
I don't want that. Look, I think it's very sad that you have Billy Napier, who the past 2 years had to go through like Goliath after Goliath for every schedule. And then John Summerall's first year with UF is like, oh, okay, no more top 5 teams back to back. Like, come on, man. Like, Billy Napier just got thrown to the wolves.
I think Billy Napier wasn't that bad. I think I would have demoted him from head coach to defensive coordinator, and then brought in a offensive head coach and let him deal with the defense. But
I don't know. I would have forced him, like tied him to the chair, and said, "Billy, this is your new offensive coordinator. You're not calling offense anymore." I would have done that and just called it a day. I think he would be still in that office. You know, I mean, he just couldn't get out of his own way. That's the only way I can really describe that Billy Napier tenure. He just couldn't get out of his own way sometimes.
What did you guys think about Dexter Lawrence getting traded right before this draft week?
It made things interesting.
I think for Cincinnati, though, like, you need an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
You know, like, they're going to go out of their way. And I hate to say it because, again, the pick right before the Dolphins at 10. CeCe's probably a Bengal.
Yeah.
He's probably a Bengal. The fact that they made that move, that just puts Miami in a whirlwind because Bain is going to be at least like a 7-8 pick or whatever because either goes to New Orleans or Washington. CeCe probably gets picked up by one of the 2 Cincinnati ones. I think Dolphins are going receiver. That's why I feel like about this Dexter pick. Again, Dexter going to Cincinnati. Well, actually, my apologies. Switch that. The Giants 2 picks. I think the Giants might go O-lineman. But with Dexter going to Cincinnati, though, I think it does nothing. You know, that entire division is so wide open. You got new head coaches all across. You got, quite frankly, I think quarterbacks are just like, you know, in a desert out there. You got Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and can't even tell you another name that would be competitive in the AFC. So
Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen. There we go. But specifically in that AFC North.
Oh.
Cincinnati needed an O-lineman so bad. And it's like, what are they doing with this Dexter move? It's like, cool, you know, you get more media press off of Burrow and towards Dexter because that'll be like the main like new name or whatever. But you go ahead and say, man, this is a great O-lineman class. Let's not pick a guy in the top 10.
I'm not against it. I mean, they lost Trey Hendrickson, so they needed they replaced some guy. Sorry, in the defensive line. I mean, I'm looking right here. They have the second ninth pick in the second round, 8th in the third, 4th in the 10th in the fourth. I mean, they got the defensive line guy. I mean, he's definitely gonna help the run stop and pressuring the quarterback. I mean, they have a high second round pick. I don't see why they wouldn't get an offensive tackle there. I mean, it's pretty deep.
Yeah, but you could get the best of the best. You know, like guys that can like automatically like NFL ready dudes. You know.
I mean, I guess.
I agree with Brand. I don't think that this move is going to move the needle much for Cincinnati. If you can't protect Joe Burrow, I mean,
they got how many besides after that trade? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They got 7 draft picks, 2 of them in the 7th, 2 in the 6th, and then 1 in the 2, 3, and 4. I mean, they can address the line, but I mean, they have plenty of other problems to deal with. Like their DBs is a situation, their linebackers is a situation. I mean, besides what's his name? The running back. Damn, bro. I'm blanking on the running back, but still, there we go. They need a running back. I mean, honestly, yes, protect Joe Burrow with all you can do. I mean, I think that's what they're going to use their second round pick for. I can guarantee you that, unless they trade something else for it. But I doubt that would happen. I think, just go for. I think they go Monroe Freeling or somebody else if he falls that far. But
yeah, but I'm telling you though, that is just. I know. To me, it's a miss by Cincinnati. You know, you're missing a long-term plan here. You know, because Cincinnati, not even as of right now, a playoff team. And then does the Dexter move even push that envelope? No, it just kind of replaces a spot, as you said before. You know, replacing that Hendrickson. For the Dolphins' sake, though, I'm also thinking about it too. Because let's say Jordan Tyson's available at 11.
I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it?
Okay, this is the only reason I say I wouldn't do it. The Dolphins have this sort of random history where they just like to grab players that have a long injury report, bro. Like, that list is long for these players. Try and get a player that doesn't have an extensive injury history, bro. Get me that guy that's hardly ever injured and he's reliable and he's going to be on the field every single week. That Jordan Tyson does not – I mean, I understand he's great, but he doesn't guarantee me that. And we all know it just takes one hit and you're out. We don't know how – he looks fragile to me. I don't think he's the reliable choice. I think you go receiver next year when it's a really good receiving up, bro. Like, or you can go with Mark Cooper, Casey Concepcion, Chris Bradley.
You gotta give Willis somebody to throw it to. I mean, a whole season of Malik Washington highlights.
I mean, what's the Dolphins' goal for this season? Try to get a mid-tier pick, or probably one of the worst teams in the league. Get a high draft pick and potentially get Jeremiah Smith. And I guarantee you, everybody wouldn't be complaining if you had Malik Willis and Jeremiah Smith having that combo in South Beach. We were talking about it.
I just want to see 5 wins. I just want to see 5 wins, Jaka. That's all I know.
5 wins?
Look, I know a lot of people are like, oh, let's tank for X, Y, and Z player,
Yes.
I'm not one of those guys, okay?
Yeah.
I can't go through an entire NFL season being like, oh, the Dolphins lost again, Can't wait for next year, with 16 weeks left. Like, I need to see at least a few, like, competitive, like, Dolphin games,
I'm not a tanking guy either.
I'm not a tanking guy. Like, Willis, if you're trying to tell me, and especially for John Eric Sullivan, which I have to say, because I listened to a little bit of John Eric Sullivan before this draft, love him. Great emphasis. He realizes that, like, hey, I'm going to be making the call. Ross isn't going to be there. Halfley is going to be there. But I'm making the call. So I like where this team is, like, going front office-wise. However, the way he speaks is like, we're playing to win games right now. Which is, don't know if he knows exactly where he's at right now. But yeah, I mean, I think that like you got to give Malik Willis somebody to throw it to, and I don't think Washington's going to be that guy.
But you don't think, based off of what you guys don't have this year, that you should focus on getting all those positions lined up? Because let's say like you guys need DBs, probably need an interior offensive line, edge, running back if depending what happens with Devon Achane next year or if he gets traded, we don't know. Like there's so many issues right now with this team that I understand wide receiver is a problem because it's not that good of a room. But I think addressing everything else first should be the play. I'm not saying you have to tank, but I just think that the team is not good enough, no matter if you draft a wide receiver, that you're still going to be in the bottom tier teams and you're still going to get a high draft pick.
True, but I just feel like this Dolphin team needs like everything plus more.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know, as a fan, I just want to watch something fun on TV. You know? And I'm not saying that CC won't be fun, but again, actually news breaking today, CC has like a disc issue or something like that.
Yeah, her needed disc. He'd be out for like 3 months.
So, and that's going to be like, you know, is he going to be ready for training camp? You know, that's another thing that you have to look at for this season if the Dolphins do draft him. But I don't know. I'm hoping for at least a fun year for Miami. And the rookies, 7 of the top 100 overall are all Dolphin picks. Hopefully all 7 of them are playing this year.
At least something competitive.
Something.
That's all the time we were going to have tonight. Guys, remember this Thursday, NFL Draft, we'll have our special live coverage starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a fun one. I'm ready to see my boy Fernando Mendoza come off of the board. And it's going to be fun, guys. So tune into that. We thank you guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in week in, week out. Stay tuned to all of our social media. And we'll see you guys on Thursday night.
Support the